If you are an African American woman, 50 plus and wiser, and any of what I'm about to share with you resonates with you, then I would say that it is possible that this message may be just for you. You are sleeping or you're not sleeping, but on the nights when you do sleep, you wake up and you still don't feel refreshed. That's called exhaustion. You are doing everything for everybody and keeping everybody and everything together. Yet you internally feel like you're unraveling. You're showing up for work and you're doing the most. You know why? Because African American women we always do the most. Yet we don't get the respect or recognition that some people get just for showing up, just for existing, maybe even just for breathing. And on those nights when you're not sleeping, you're up and you're YouTubing African American women and creators that have decided to leave the United States. If that's you, then here's what I also know. You're asking yourself, what if? What are the possibilities? Could I? And then you say, nah. You won't even share that with your girlfriends because you're thinking, oh, the thought of leaving the United States is so dramatic. If any of that I have just shared with you resonates with you, then I'm not going to say that this video may be for you. This video is for you. I am not here to convince you to leave the United States. I'm not on that, Molly girl, you're in trouble, you better pack your bags and you better get on out of here as soon as possible vibe. That's not what I'm here to share. I'm here to share with you how my body, my spirit, my very being responded when I removed myself or did not come back to, was my scenario, did not come back to an environment that was consistently, persistently trying to shrink me and place myself in an environment and in a world where I am seen, I am valued, where my spirit and my soul can just exhale and rest. Now, let me share a bit of my story, not because I need to be centered, because parts of it might, just might, help you name what your own spirit has been whispering to you. I had already been traveling between continents, back and forth from the United States to Europe, because my youngest son and his family live in Europe. And one of the things that I noticed is that when I was there, when I was abroad, I felt my shoulders just relaxed. I felt I could exhale. And then I felt them tighten up every time it was time to come back to the States. And after the 2024 election, I could not ignore that I was tensing up every time I had to return to the United States. Some of us, we were just done doing, done being, done giving, everything. We were through. And if you personally have ever felt that I've done everything I was supposed to do, I've walked that path, and I'm still not accepted and validated here. Yes, we validate ourselves, but we want to be seen here. We want to be valued here. If you've ever had that feeling, then you know what? You're already walking in this story with me. And at the end of the 2024 holiday season, when it was time for me to return from Europe and return to the United States, my whole existence just said, no, not again. Not out of anger, not out of fear, not out of any of those things. It was just, I'm not doing this anymore. So instead of flying home to the United States, I decided to fly to Colombia. Did I have a plan? No, I didn't have a plan. Did I have a strategy? No, I did not have a strategy. Had I ever been to Colombia? No, I had never been to Colombia. But my spirit was led to try it, go, dare to do it, challenge yourself, make that move. It doesn't have to be forever. Do it. My peace called for that. When I arrived in Colombia, I was still in that survival mode, still head on a swivel, looking over my shoulder, still in that tense mode that we tend to live in. Okay, we tend to live in that mode. And you don't know that you're living in that mode until you're no longer living in that mode. That's what I discovered. But Colombia, it met me differently. People looked me in the eye. People spoke. People smiled, and not that kind of performative smile, like you'll figure it out, you're welcome. It was more you're welcome here. You're part of this. And that's what how Colombia welcomed me. And my spirit just exhaled. I could exhale. That's the only way that I can describe it. My shoulders dropped, I could exhale. Then I started noticing something all throughout the city. There were murals, big, bold, beautiful murals of women that looked like me. And then it made sense. It all made sense. All the warm, polite smiles and buenos dias and welcomes and everything else. Like I said, they weren't performative. They were genuine. I realized I was looking at the reflection of myself in the murals of the women that they celebrated, that they revered, that they embraced, that they saw. It's something that's unimaginable. I always say every African American woman needs to have that experience of being seen, reflected not in ads and advertisements, but reflected in culture and reflected in life, to look around you and see reflections of you on the sides of office buildings, city halls, downtowns, in town, uptown, all over the place, which you see all over the country, in fact. So then it all clicked and it made sense. The realization just cracked something open in me. The contrast with life back home, the tension, the exhaustion, the grief we carry made this softness even louder. Here in Colombia, my presence was not only welcomed, it was met and embraced. Sitting here reflecting on that time now, it just makes me realize that this chapter isn't about escape. It's not about escape. It's about becoming. In our 50s and in our 60s and in our 70s, we do not have to settle for shrinking. This season can be a season for stretching into rest, into curiosity, into softness, and a soft life. Is Colombia perfect? No. I am certain that no place is perfect. And Colombia may not be my forever place. But it showed me something possible, a gentle rhythm of living. My story isn't a prescription. It's proof that other ways of being do exist. Your version of that might look completely different than my version. But whatever it is, you're allowed to want it. Let me repeat that. You are allowed to want it. If you've recognized yourself somewhere in these words, and I want to say this to you gently, you are not asking for too much when you ask for a life that lets your shoulders drop and your nervous system breathe. Before you click away, I would love to know that in this season of your becoming, what is your body asking you for right now? More rest, more safety, more joy, more peace, or something else? Drop one word or a sentence into the comments, and you may just unlock something, a possibility for yourself. And you may unlock a possibility with your word, your comments, for another woman who is just where you are, wondering, what if? What are the possibilities? Could I?